From the station working for you, this is WRTV News at 7, streaming now.
Thank you for joining us at 7. I'm Amanda Starantino. It is the biggest expansion of early voting in Marion County since permanent satellite voting was established 2 years ago. For 2 days, you will be able to cast your ballot at Lucas Oil Stadium if you have not voted already. The Marion County Election Board voted unanimously this morning to expand early voting to help combat the long lines some voters have endured at many of the county's 6 early voting locations. Lucas Oil was already set to be used as a vote center on Election Day, and the Marion County Clerk's office says that increased convenience for voters.
Our voters will be able to move through the lines at Lucas Oil Stadium more quickly than they will at any of the early voting sites due to the size of the facility as well as the capacity provided by the number of electronic poll books and the number of express vote touchscreen voting machines at that site.
Early voting will also still be available at the other 6 Marion County sites throughout the weekend. Lucas Oil Stadium will be open for voting tomorrow and Sunday from 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. The south parking lot of the stadium will open early each morning. There will be 1,200 parking spaces available. 49 of them will be handicap accessible. The latest numbers from the Indiana Secretary of State's office shows that more than 1.5 million Hoosiers have already voted this year. That includes more than 1 million who have voted in person. Voter turnout is already past the halfway point of the final vote count in the 2016 presidential election. A reminder, we will have live coverage of everything happening next Tuesday on Election Day Live here on WRTV. We'll look at all the key races, plus we'll have analysis and results when they come in. Look for us on the WRTV app on streaming devices such as Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, and Android TV. We will also provide you live results throughout the night here on WRTV with a complete wrap-up on the news at 11. Now to our continuing coverage of the coronavirus and its impact on Indiana. The State Department of Health reports 3,205 new cases. 26 more Hoosiers died with COVID-19, bringing the total number of COVID-related deaths to 4,050. Since March, more than 175,000 Hoosiers have tested positive for the virus. More than 2.8 million tests have been administered in Indiana. Now, this is the sign that a Muncie man says greeted him when he went to vote at the Delaware County Government Center. Despite the statewide mask mandate, the sign says you don't have to wear a mask in the building to vote. Our Cornelius Hawker is getting answers so you can keep yourself safe while voting.
Just given that Delaware County is such a hot spot for the virus now, it's just really odd that they would be okay with people not, or allowing people to not wear masks in the buildings.
But that is exactly what those in charge of voting are allowing at the Delaware County Government Center. Dennis Everett is the man who took the picture of the sign and then shared it online. He just wants to know if it's allowed under Indiana's statewide mask mandate.
You can't walk in there without pants or shoes. You can't walk in there with political logos like on your T-shirts. There's all sorts of restrictions already in place, so I don't know how this one would be any different.
I reached out to the Secretary of State's office to get some clarification, not only for Dennis, but all voters who could be concerned about this across the state. In an email, a spokeswoman for Secretary Connie Lawson says in part, nothing in the Constitution prohibits a person from exercising their right to vote due to illness or disability. As a result, a voter cannot be required to wear protective devices or apparel as a precondition to appearing in person at the polls. To require them to do so would violate their constitutional right. That does not sit well with Dennis.
Even if there was a mandate and an individual just cannot wear a mask for some legitimate medical reason, they can always mail in their vote or mail it absentee. So I don't buy the idea that this is a mandate would keep people from voting.
Many people who were in line to vote on Wednesday when this video was shot were wearing masks, hoping others do the same to look out for each other despite having the choice to not wear one.
I personally didn't really like it. It's like there's people who are at risk voting, you know. I feel like everybody should be safe.
We finna go through another wave of this corona. I have family members, both. 2 of them got it right now in Anderson. So, yeah, everybody needs to put a mask on.
Working for you in Delaware County, Cornelius Hawker, WRTV.
The CDC released recommendations for voters to stay safe while voting in person. They are similar to the guidelines for grocery shopping. Wear a mask and stay 6 feet away from others. They also say you bring your own mask and hand sanitizer. Tonight, the Democratic candidate for Indiana Attorney General is giving more details about his stance on legalizing marijuana. We first told you earlier this week, Jonathan Weinzaffel wants the state to legalize pot because he believes doing so would reduce Indiana's prison population and generate millions of dollars for public education. Today, he joined Marion County Prosecutor Ryan Mears to push that agreement forward. Last year, Mears announced Marion County would no longer prosecute people arrested for possession of small amounts of marijuana.
Frankly, it's time to stop locking people up for this. The states of Illinois and Michigan have approved it for recreational purposes. The state of Ohio has approved it for medicinal purposes. It's time we as Hoosiers step up and really bring some common sense to marijuana laws here in the state of Indiana, and I believe that starts with legalizing it across the board.
Weinzaffel, who is also the former mayor of Evansville, faces former U.S. Representative Todd Rokita in the November 3rd election for Indiana Attorney General. On the heels of the Black Lives Matter movement, people are standing in solidarity with the Black community and want to be an ally. But now what? Today, 10 Indianapolis businesses promised to take actionable steps to address equity in the workplace. The Indy Accompliship Business Plan, led by Black Onyx Management, Inc., focuses on 4 pillars: diversifying the workplace, workforce, marketplace, and community. By decreasing the black-white pay gap for similar roles and increasing Black people in leadership roles and money spent with Black vendors. Pushing companies like Penske Entertainment out of their comfort zone and striving for more accountability.
Recruiting of diverse talent and their retention and development within our organization, working with diverse suppliers and identifying WBEs and MBEs, and particularly Black businesses that can be helpful to us as we conduct, our races and our events at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, but across the series.
They say businesses of all sizes can play a vital role in addressing systematic racism and make real equitable change. The organization will conduct quarterly check-ins, community introductions, and provide ongoing support. To learn more about how to get involved, visit indyaccompliship.com. The Marion County Sheriff wants to ease your fears about sexual predators lurking around your children on Halloween. Sheriff Kerry Forrestall says there will be increased sex offender patrols tomorrow, and he says sex offenders living in Marion County should expect to receive a visit.
That we'll have additional deputies out there checking on the sex offenders, but because of COVID-19, we usually have them show up at 10th and Post, but we won't. We're telling them to stay in their homes unless they have prior permission to be able to outwork somewhere. Otherwise, we'll be able to check on them that way. That's probation, and we've done that before, where probation will violate them if they don't follow those rules.
Sheriff Forrestall says if you see a known sex offender passing out candy on Halloween, call 911 right away. A local company is looking to hire Hoosiers to make more PPE. Creative Foam in Mooresville has been awarded a government project to replenish the national supply of isolation gowns. The company plans to hire more than 400 production associates over the next few months, but they need around 60 people to start as soon as possible.
If you come here, most likely it's as quick as filling out an application, and we'll take you probably on a tour on the floor and really start the process pretty quickly. Quite honestly, if you want to work, we probably, there's jobs out there for you, and I think this is a good job that people would want to work at.
If you are interested, Creative Foam is holding a job fair from 9 a.m. to noon tomorrow, Saturday, October 31st, at its Mooresville facility.
Well, we saw a lot of sunshine today, and we still see a little bit of it there on the horizon, but by this time next week, it will already be dark at this time, because this weekend, of course, we end daylight saving time. We fall back on those clocks an hour overnight tomorrow night. It's 42 degrees right now, but it feels like 37. Just a little bit of a breeze out there northwest between about 5 and 10 miles per hour for us. And the skies continuing to clear for you around Hartford City into Richmond. You had a few more clouds throughout the day, but look across the nation at just how quiet the weather pattern is. And this sets us up for a pretty quiet stretch of weather, which is okay because recently we have had quite a bit of rain. The last 12 days, we've had more than 5 inches of rainfall in Indianapolis. Temperatures right now, 43 for you in Lafayette, 45 in Greenfield, and 45 degrees in the Columbus area. Those temperatures, though, with the clear skies, will start to tumble back here. We're at 40 at 9, already into the 30s at 11 o'clock, and by tomorrow morning, we'll be around the freezing mark. Some locations will make their way into the 20s to start off the weekend here. As we look ahead, we've got some more cold nights. It's not the only one where we'll see those temperatures widespread in the 20s. Breezy weekend. We've got wind gusts of about 35 miles per hour. We'll detail when that will happen. And also, there is a warm up in the 7-day forecast, including highs back in the 60s.
As coronavirus tightens its grip on most of the United States, some cities are rolling back to tighter restrictions, but there's a growing backlash from some groups. The latest coming up. Metro Police are looking for a suspect in the city's latest homicide. This happened overnight on the northeast side of Indianapolis. Police were called around 2 o'clock this morning to 33rd and Ashland Drive. That's near 34th and Shadeland. Neighbors say a young man ran into the yard of a home after being shot. Medics later pronounced him dead at the scene. And Metro Police need your help in finding the vehicle in this video here. Officers tell us they believe this car was involved in a hit-and-run crash more than 2 weeks ago that killed a 1-year-old boy and injured his 9-year-old sister. The crash happened October 14th on Nelson Avenue. The driver was last seen turning onto South State Street. If you have any info, you can leave an anonymous tip with Crime Stoppers at the number on your screen. That's 317-262-TIPS. Parts of the U.S. face shutdowns once again as COVID cases soar across the nation. Chicago is battling growing numbers. Officials have paused indoor dining, sparking anger among business owners who say they can't handle the financial loss. In El Paso, Texas, a major hot zone, they are implementing heightened restrictions. A county judge has closed non-essential businesses for 2 weeks. Though the new order is meant to help stop the spread, it's also getting backlash.
People are trying to put food on their table and pay for their own health care. And that's why I didn't understand why the county judge unilaterally did this without conversation with me.
The U.S. saw its highest ever single total of new cases with more than 88,000 Thursday. Florida alone has topped 800,000 cases since the start of the pandemic. Wisconsin faces a whopping 36.9% test positivity rate. Hospitals across the state are now just 2 to 6 weeks away from running out of ICU beds. The Food and Drug Administration continues to target fake or unproven products during the pandemic. The FDA announced the results of what it calls Operation Quack Hack. The agency found more than 1,000 phony products. Those products range from fake drugs to unreliable COVID tests and personal protective equipment. The FDA announced it sent 120 warning letters, 270 reports to virtual marketplaces, and 225 complaints to domain registrars. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and one woman is sharing her story of survival. Coming up, what she is doing to get back after her own battle with the disease.
And a system brings an isolated chance for a shower here as we go into early Sunday morning, but it will also bring some tumbling temperatures behind it. We'll detail that and look ahead to next week and the Election Day forecast. You're watching WRTV News at 7.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. WRTV's Kelsey Anderson is talking to a survivor about how she's now giving back.
Whether it be a wig, a prosthetic, or a bra, here at the Women's Health Boutique at Ascension St. Vincent, they are helping breast cancer patients and breast cancer survivors gain even more confidence and get back to their daily lives. Karen Albion works here at the Women's Health Boutique at Ascension St. Vincent in Carmel. Here they help women going through their breast cancer journey feel like themselves again. They have wigs, mastectomy bras, prosthetics, and anything a woman needs to feel like a woman again. Albion says the job she's had for 7 years is rewarding.
It's gratifying, and I just am so thankful that I can help women get through their journey. There's times that I'm in a fitting room with a woman and I tell them that I've been through it and I'm a 19-year survivor, and they will cry and be so happy to hear that somebody like me survived, and they have hope then that they will survive it too.
The boutique has been here for 13 years, and certified mastectomy fitters say they fight alongside more than 50 patients every single month. The items in this boutique are covered under durable medical equipment, meaning that they are covered by most insurances. Working for you, Kelsey Anderson, WRTV.
Daylight saving time ends Sunday at 2 a.m. as the U.S. returns to standard time. That means you can enjoy an extra hour of sleep here in Indiana, but not every state observes the time change. Hawaii and almost all of Arizona never move their clocks. The tradition was started to give Americans an extra hour of sunlight in the evenings, which sunny states don't need. The practice has recently become controversial. California, Nevada, Arkansas, and Tennessee are just some of the states that passed laws to ditch the time change, but it would take an act of Congress to actually make that happen. I know, Kyle, we were looking at what time the sun's going to set on Sunday, and
pretty early at 5:41 in the evening on Sunday, but hey, we got a spectacular sunset out there this evening with those clear skies. Sun going down, city lights coming up here on this Friday evening. We got 42 degrees downtown as well as in Kokomo, 44 in Shelbyville and Bloomington, Muncie at 43. Tonight, yeah, going to need the heat, the blanket, and if you're heading out early tomorrow morning, you're going to need that jacket as well. Temperatures will start off in the upper 20s in Peru and Lafayette, 32 in Indianapolis and Columbus, so right around that freezing mark. Richmond at 31, and we do have a freeze warning through tomorrow morning from Richmond to Seymour, Columbus areas, and to the southeast there. It's going to be cold everywhere, but our growing season for the rest of the state has come to an end already, so that's why we don't see a more expansive freeze warning, and that could be the last one that we'll see in all of central Indiana. As we look at your Saturday forecast, the sunshine is back, so it'll be nice to see that as we start off the weekend here. Temperatures that will be in the 30s through 10 a.m. will get to around 47 at noon, and eventually temperatures will top out a few degrees warmer than they did today. We made it to 50 in Indy this afternoon, about 55 tomorrow, but it will be a little more breezy. South winds 10 to 15 will gust around 20 miles per hour as we go through our Saturday afternoon. 57 will be your high in Columbus, about 55 in Lafayette and Indy. 55 as well in Muncie, but 55 with sunshine doesn't feel so bad. As we go into tomorrow evening, if you've got some plans for Halloween, we've got a nice forecast for you. Last Halloween, we actually had a trace of snow. Going to be way too warm for that. Temperatures right around 50 degrees here as we go through the evening hours. Mostly clear skies, again, a little bit breezy, but with those clear skies, should be able to check out the full moon nicely here. And it doesn't happen very often on Halloween. Last time was in 1955. Next time, not going to be until 2039. Also known as a blue moon because it's the second full moon of the month. We had the first one on the 1st of October. So kind of cool to check out there tomorrow night. As we look at the overnight forecast into Sunday, the winds get stronger here, and they will eventually turn out of the west and northwest as we go through the day on Sunday with gusts regularly around 35 miles per hour. So it will be a windy day for us, but that wind is also going to drive down those temperatures. So for Sunday, 46, that'll be the morning high. Then we'll fall through the 40s into the upper 30s heading into Sunday afternoon. There's 26 to start off our Monday morning. So cold there, 48 into the afternoon. Then things do start to warm up as we get toward Election Day and beyond with those high temperatures in the 60s. Stay with us. We got more coming your way here on the News at 7.
Walmart is returning firearms and ammunitions to its sales floors Friday, a day after saying it would remove them. Several of the retailer's stores were damaged during civil unrest this week. The company says it removed the guns to protect customers and staff. Now Walmart says the unrest is geographically isolated, so it's putting back the firearms and ammo. The price to binge watch some of your favorite shows just went up a bit. Netflix is raising prices on its standard and premium plans. The company's standard plan is now $14, up $1 from last year. A premium subscription will go up $2 to $18 a month. The basic plan remains unchanged at $9 a month. For new customers, the new prices take effect immediately. Current customers will be notified when their subscription rates will go up as Netflix rolls out the prices over the next few months.
And you might want to watch some TV on Sunday. That's when we will have those temperatures falling through the day. Tomorrow, pretty nice though, sunshine and 55, and then temperatures do start to rebound after hitting rock bottom there by Monday morning at 26. We're in the upper 60s for highs by Friday.
Well, thank you for making WRTV your choice for news. Our next newscast is tonight at 11.